tuwing hapon sa DWIZ News Hapon Highlights. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. Station of Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, reaching and engaging every Filipino on air, online, and on ground. Ito ang bagong DWIZ 882, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. Proud member of ALC Group of Companies. Isang pagpupugay, pasasalamat at pagsisikap ang pangako na aming bibitiwan sa lahat ng aming natanggap na pagpapala. Pagpupugay sa lahat ng nagbigay ng pagkilala sa Aliw Broadcasting Corporation mula sa Philippine Outstanding Brand of the Year, Philippine Finest Business Awards, and Outstanding Achievement, Asia Pacific Luminaire Awards, Southeast Asian Premier Business and Achiever Award. Sa aming mga natanggap, 4-time Best AM Station Awardee, DWIZ 882, 4-time Best Radio Newscaster Awardee, Dennis Antenor Jr., 3-time Best FM Station Awardee, Home Radio 97.9, 2-time Most Promising TV Station Awardee, Aliw Channel 23, at Best Public Service Radio Host Awardee, Bragi Braganza. Pangakong itutuloy ang pagbibigay ng tamang balita at tamang paglilingkod at isang malaking pasasalamat sa tiwalang naibigay sa amin. Pakaasahan yung gagawin naming malaking inspirasyon ito para ipagpatuloy ang maglingkod sa lahat ng Pilipino. Ang lahat ng opinyon, pagtingin, pananaw o kuro-kuro ng mga bisita at panauhin o mga anchors o host sa programang ito ay sarili at tanging opinyon at pananaw ng mga nabanggit at hindi opinyon o pananaw ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation, mga producers o mga namamahala ng Aliw Broadcasting o anumang organisasyon na affiliated sa network at kailanman ay hindi iniendorso ng Aliw Broadcasting Corporation ang mga nabanggit na opinyon at pananaw sa programa.
Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Moving forward kami sa Sulong na Bayan. Ang inyong paboritong public service program ay susulong na naman. Maririnig kami sa bagong time slot na alas 5 hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa prime time slot na ito. Higit na maraming listeners at viewers ang aabuti ng aming iba't ibang segments tulad ng Gospel Verse a Day, balita sa special sectors tulad ng OFW, senior citizens, Chinoy community at iba pang makabuluhang sektor. Makakasama ang veteran journalist na si Loli Acosta. Mabuhay! Sulong na Bayan!
Right, a blessed afternoon to all our viewers here in the country and all over the world. We're being heard and listened and viewed in different parts of the world, especially America, especially the neighboring countries like Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Myanmar, Papua New Guinea, and of course, that's in Macau. We were told Macau is a good a country that they listen to us every so often. And yes, here in our country, no less than the Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Welcome, good afternoon for our Sulong na Bayan. It means soar high. We will soar high like wings on eagle. Why not? Because today we're so honored and we're so blessed to have Her Excellency, the ambassador, the Finland ambassador to the Philippines, live in our studio. DWIZ Himpilang Todo Lakas 882 and Aliw TV Channel 23. Let's welcome to our program Her Excellency Ambassador Saya Nurminem. Hello, greet everyone.
Glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, we're so honored because we know your time is so precious and you found time to be with us and join us today. Well, I'll dive in because people listening right now and viewing us from different parts of the country, we want to know, or they want to know, how long has Finland established diplomatic relations with our country, the Philippines?
Thank you. So actually, in 2 weeks' time, we celebrate the 70th anniversary of diplomatic relations between Finland and the Philippines. So we recognized the Philippines already in 1946, but diplomatic relations were formally established in 1955, July 14th. So this year, 2025, is sort of a diplomatic milestone for our countries.
I know. So do you have plans of celebrating it?
So I have to say that we had a perfect start for this year. I had my Minister of Employment with a 50 people delegation here in Manila in the Philippines. So that was how we started. Both our embassy here in Manila and then your embassy in Helsinki. We have receptions. That is the diplomatic way of celebrating or remarking events. And then I think that there might be some opinion pieces still coming and marking that event. So we do these a little bit of extra for this year compared to other years.
Okay. You mentioned 70th year anniversary of diplomatic relations. So tell us, Madam Ambassador, why the year 2025 has a special meaning to both our countries.
I think it is because of those that diplomatic relations. Because 70th is you know, it's a round number, and it's quite a long time.
Sure.
And now both embassies are up and running. You established or opened your embassy in Helsinki just a couple of months ago. So that is also a reason to celebrate.
Right. We're all excited. Imagine we already have our own embassy there. So how are the bilateral relations today regarding trade, economic, security, labor, mobility?
So as I said, we have 70 years of diplomatic relations, and I'm happy to say that the relationship has always been good, but I think that it's getting closer. So we have a positive agenda, but we have also growing agenda, which is always, as a diplomat, that's a lovely thing, that you have cooperation that is growing. So for us, for Finland, it's very important to promote these mutually beneficial commercial opportunities with emerging economies like the Philippines. So business and trade is something that both of us, both countries are looking for, and as it's a joint interest. And we want to realize the development in this country, the social and economic development in this country through opportunities that are offered through climate change mitigation, clean technology, digitalization, and education. Those are sectors that Finland is really strong in, and we feel that there are things that we can do together and which would be beneficial for both countries.
So are there like agreements between Finland and the Philippines on labor mobility?
Actually, when the Minister of Employment was here in the beginning of the year, so we signed this joint declaration, which is basically a first step towards that memorandum of understanding, or these MO or labor MOs, as one calls them. So we are looking cooperation and tight cooperation when it comes to labor mobility.
Closer.
Yes, closer. Because one thing that sort of helps these good relations is that we are really like-minded countries. So we both really believe in rules-based order, and you know, we the UN Charter, the international treaties, and we have both been active UN members. So we have sort of a very like-minded way of looking at the world.
We have to honor what they're saying. Is there like a visa requirement to visit Finland?
Yes, there is. and all those sort of concrete and operational instructions you can easily find at the Embassy of Finland website. So
Okay. Just
we
log
have
in.
we have a lot of staff because there is quite a lot interest in the Philippines to travel to Finland. So we are well resourced to take care of
You have to
the
be ready.
visas. Yes.
When we barge in, a lot of people are really interested to go to your country because they say you are the happiest country in the world. So why is that?
I think that there is no single answer to
Okay.
why we are happiest country 8th year in a row. So
Eighth year in
it's
a
a
row.
consistent.
Right,
But
consecutive 8 years.
But I do think big part of it is that our everyday life in Finland is easy or effortless.
Oh, really?
So
Effortless. Why? Because the government gives everything that you need. The
we
basic
have
and
the public services like healthcare or
Okay.
public transportation,
Transportation,
is
yes.
good.
Okay.
Work-life balance is also quite good. When you ask Finns themselves, they take up that the nature is close and accessible. So even if you live in big cities, it is 10-15 minutes to closest green area or nature park. So nature is a big part of things that
Yeah.
people find relaxing and make them happy. And then one thing that many citizens value is that all our children and adolescents have high-class education free of charge.
Free of charge.
So I think it's all those elements
Right.
that makes
you
us happy.
Me as a parent, of course, I like that. Free education, free tuition. Oh, that's off my chest. you
Yeah.
know. I won't be stressed working, my butt out, or so to speak, because the education is free. That is why. So happiest country in the world. Elements of everyday life in Finland. How do you?
I think that is really it. As the ones who know where Finland is, we're close to Arctic Circle, so we have harsh climate,
Sure.
long
Four
winters,
seasons.
cold and dark winters. But still, then you have
still can manage to be
yes,
joyful.
because the work-life balance, good schools, there is quite active sports, cultural scenes. So you have things. The work-life balance allows you to have free time. You can enjoy your free time with sports
not all
or
work.
culture. Yes.
Play and work.
Yes.
Balance.
And you have public services.
Okay. Being delivered.
Yes, and
as fast as
you're
they can.
able to access them. So I think it is just these small things in life that makes your life easier. And then I think that maybe the message is that you don't really have, the happiest country in the world doesn't mean that you have that you're really
No
happy
problems.
and highs all the time. But
You also
but you have
get
sort
problems.
of you're averagely content most of the time. And
What sort of problems do you encounter then? If it's like easy living, what's your problem? Do you complain?
course,
Maybe you don't complain.
I think
'cause you're
that
happy
no
people.
country is perfect.
Sure.
So there is of course problems. I'm sure that people think that not all services are as good as they would want to, or that they are not able to get it, or prices might be high. Some would complain that taxes are high, but we of course use the tax money to provide the services. So I think those type of things, and I can assure you that everybody complains about the weather.
The weather. Yeah, so ironical. You're saying you have 4 seasons and then dark, dim, winter is long, and yet you manage to be joyful and be happy. And that's well, I want to let the viewers know that, in everything you give thanks. Whether it's raining, whether it's shining, whether it's sunny and dark and dim, still, at least you're alive and, you can function. And you guys are somehow, that's your attitude. That's why you're happy. You don't whine. Me, I get disappointed when people whine. You're blessed with so much. You have complete functions, different parts of the body functioning. So why complain? So again, what makes you proud about Finland?
I do have to say that, especially now when I'm posted abroad and I get to talk a lot about Finland in a different way than what I would do when I'm in Helsinki.
Helsinki, why?
So
it's a different way saying Finland is this and that.
Yeah.
But here,
So one thing that I am proud of is actually our own development from one of the poorest countries in Europe to this, one of the wealthiest and safest and happiest country in the world.
wow.
So
You're so blessed, happiest, wealthiest. Now you're on top of the world.
but I think that, not many people who think about Finland today necessarily know that, at the dawn of our independence, so in the beginning of the 20th century, Finland was a poor, fragile state.
Right.
So rural, developing country,
so slow.
small farms, lot of landless people,
Homeless.
and only 5% got any type of basic education.
What
So-
happened? How
So
come
then, partly, really
The
good
leaders?
policy making.
Policy, okay. Boils down to policies and rules.
Policies, and of course, those policies
implementation.
were always fiercely debated. We did mistakes,
Okay.
but now we have a stable democracy. We have a very inclusive society.
Society, right.
So women and girls have an active role in
the
society.
The genders.
Gender equality, and the universal education. So I think those helped to foster or push
soar high.
the economic and technological development.
Yeah. Talk about technology. You're number one, if not, how come? What's the
Finland is a
secret?
land of engineers.
Okay.
So again, back to the education.
Education.
There's a lot of
Maybe
schools
we
and
should do that.
universities that focus on technology, applied sciences, and disciplines
Science
like
and-
that. And I think. Because of the harsh climate, because of the fact that we are just 5.5 million, we've always had to innovate our way forward.
Okay.
And-
Meaning you have to develop.
Yes,
new
we've always
things.
had to,
It's like
think like,
evolving.
okay, evolve, and what do we do in order to,
You anticipate
succeed?
things? Is that what you're
Yes.
saying? If
And-
the problem is there, we'll do this. Perhaps
Yes.
This is the way to do it.
Yes, and
Keep learning and keep evolving.
and of course now there is really no life without technology anymore. We
yeah.
can't really de-link ourselves
That's
from
the way to go.
technology.
Digitalization.
And then, of course, the innovation happens
Then.
there. So I think that it's our mindset of trying to
Adapt.
adapt and create new in order to adapt. And then the technological development that is there anyways.
Science and technology.
So it's
Have
a
you
big
sent somebody
part.
to the moon? No, just joking. Because the science and technology comes with, okay. But no, the question actually is what, again, the comprehensive security concept. What do you say about that?
That's maybe something, again, we've talked a lot about education, so I think
Sure.
that if you ask something about Finland, they know the education and they know the maybe
do you
the
have a 4-year
happiness.
course or something? What's the time frame
So
when you want to study it?
So what
Like
lot of
engineering.
people, engineering, yes. So it's university studies. We have lower level studies and then university studies. So there are different type of engineers that you
Because
can-
in medicine here in the Philippines, you have to at least devote 5 years to 6
Yes.
years. So in your
I
country,
think that it's something
More.
Between 3 to
3 to
5, and again depending how far you go. If
Oh,
I think
okay. The
PhD level,
masteral
that
level.
is then longer.
I remember doing an interview with the good ambassador, His Excellency Massimo Santoro,
Yes.
for EU, European Union, and they have this program for Erasmus.
Yes.
And it's free. Hey, everybody, listen to this. So in Finland, are you
Yes.
part of it?
So Finland as an EU country, yes, part of Erasmus,
Okay.
and we have nowadays more and more study
Participants,
programs
yeah.
that are in English.
Oh,
for example.
good to hear,
So
yes. Mm-hmm.
that is something, of course, that we want to see
Study
international students, even just for one semester,
Sure.
or doing their whole studies in Finland. So there are more and more, like in
English.
all the EU countries, more and more universities
Are
have
opening.
programs that are all in English.
And that's post studies. Like
Yes.
when you're done with your own course, and then you can avail of your. In Finland, what kind of all courses you're saying?
I
You
think
don't have
that
to-
we have
What other-
we have we have all
Universal.
sectors. So
Okay.
we have of course the so-called policy,
political science,
yes, but university, and of course ground schools, sort
Okay.
of a lower level than universities, where you study to have a profession. So, be it anything from health sector to engineering, green jobs.
Green jobs, we need that.
So, I think that the whole education sector, you find most of the disciplines
Okay, sure.
that you would have here in the Philippines, you'll find them in Finland, and most of them nowadays you find them also all in English.
Oh, in English. That's good to hear. You guys come and hop in, because there will be another EHF anytime soon, maybe September, for the education for higher education. So that's good to hear. What can Finland offer to the Filipinos?
So if
Tourism, studying perhaps,
Yeah,
working.
so I think that there's three things:
Okay, 3.
tourism,
Tourism.
studying, and working. So if I think of Finland as a travel destination,
Tourism
it is
destination.
quite exotic from the Filipino point of view,
Okay.
because
Why
we
is that?
are close to the Arctic Circle.
Sure.
So we have the northern lights in winter.
Sure.
We have the midnight sun in summer. So it's sort of very extreme weather phenomenon, regardless of the year. And I can assure you that it's always cooler,
Wow.
regardless of the time
Same
you
time,
travel.
right.
So then, when it comes to studying, as we already discussed,
Yes, yeah. Education.
it is world-class education, not just the primary education, but also
highest.
the higher education. And as we said,
Working.
we have really sort of English-taught degree programs,
hear.
and it is, as we said, engineering, technology, design, social sciences. I think those are the ones that we would
Prominent.
say that come to Finland to get a really excellent education on that. So.
You'll really be very interested.
Yeah. So
'Cause
and there are more and more international students in Finland, but also more and more the numbers are not big yet, but more and more also Filipino
yeah,
students
forth-
in Finland, and then of course working. So Finland, our demography is a bit like in Japan.
Oh,
so
okay.
we have
aging.
very aging population. So
So you
we
need-
have lack of workforce across
For
the
the
board,
okay.
from healthcare
Sure.
to these engineering jobs,
Okay.
green jobs. The current government has, we have this initiative called Talent Boost Program.
Thailand boost.
Talent
Talent.
Boost.
Okay.
And
To
we have
intensify.
couple of countries. The Philippines
Talent Boost.
is included,
Okay. That's
where
good
we
to
are
hear.
trying to attract workforce.
Okay.
And Finland as a labor market, we are very sort of rigidly regulated.
Okay.
We have, I've said, there are a lot of people who say that the Filipino workers are gold standard workers,
Sure.
and I say that the Finnish labor market
Same.
is a gold standard
So we
labor
swap.
market. Yes,
We're fit to a T.
yes. So I think
Gold.
those
Talent boost.
people who are looking
Excel.
for working
Jobs.
abroad, I think Finland is a quite attractive option. Just because, with the work, of course,
Right.
but also the things that we talked before.
Right.
The work life and
It's
the everyday
easy.
life.
Right, right.
So I think those three things would be, we have.
So how many
we
Filipinos we have? Do you have a
So I
figure?
think that it's something between 10 and 15,000.
Oh, already.
Yes.
And what sort of work do they have there?
And they,
In addition to technology.
there's a lot of people always think that it's the Filipino nurses, but we
Okay.
have, for example, welders.
Oh, wow.
So
Masonry, perhaps,
yes,
or,
yeah. So welders,
machine welders.
metal work. So everything from there
cool.
to service sector,
Okay, okay.
and then of course some healthcare sector as well.
Oh, cool. For you guys out there, check it out, the welders, because we have good welders
Yes.
here. Construction,
Yes.
related work and jobs.
Yes.
So perhaps the one of the service providers that I asked recently, when he learned that you will be my guest for today, he was asking what sort of work or job orders perhaps that he was like saying, now you're telling me and informing everyone, welders.
Yeah, for example,
one.
welders. So Finland is a big shipbuilding country.
Oh, okay.
So,
Shipbuilding.
for example, there, when in our shipyards, there is also, for example, these welders
Metals.
are needed. But we do plan. We were talking about the cooperation in labor mobility.
Oh, yes.
So I hope that even still this year, we are able to organize together with the Department of
Labor,
Migration
workers.
Workers. A job fair.
Oh, cool.
If that
When is this gonna
comes
be?
true, maybe later during
Okay.
the year. But if it comes true, so then we of course advertise it so that people will
Yeah.
know.
We will update them. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm always, our viewers here are mostly OFWs, overseas Filipino workers and service providers that we
Yes.
honor because they're the ones really looking for jobs for the
Yes.
Filipino workers.
Yes.
So we will
Yes.
give us the announcement and then we'll
Yeah, so I
blast
hope that
it.
we are able to organize that
Sure.
this year.
Okay, when we come back, we want to know, do you see any similarities between our countries, the people and the places, etc.? But before you answer that, Madam Ambassador, we have to pause for a quick break. The Philippine Standard Time is 5:26 in the afternoon.
Oras, hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Ako, ikaw, everybody, every bubbly, pop a Kelly. Si ate, si teacher at little boy, si BF, si Frenny at mang boy. Every bubbly, pop a Kelly. Pati flavors keep it bubbly. Pineapple, Cali bubbly, apple, Cali bubbly, light, Cali bubbly. Pati you, me, sila sweet. Everybody, every bubbly, pop a Kelly. Magnolia, feeling good, set up.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakta na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka na ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng mga ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ang isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
Maglaro sa Bingo Plus app para tuloy-tuloy ang premyo at saya. At malay mo mapanalunan mo pa ang jackpot prize sa first online live stream bingo sa Pinas. Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Visit pagcor.ph/regulatory or email keepitfun@pagcor.ph. Game responsibly. Keep it fun. Maglaro sa Bingo Plus app para tuloy-tuloy ang premyo at saya. At malay mo mapanalunan mo pa ang jackpot prize sa first online live stream bingo sa Pinas. Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming for 21 years old and above only. Visit pagcor.ph/regulatory or email keepitfun@pagcor.ph. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Download Bingo Plus app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more. With Bingo Plus, bingo sa saya plus sa panalo. Gaming is for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly. Keep it fun.
Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong, kawang-gawa sa lahat sinusulong. PCSO, PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong ang PCSO, PCSO.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen presents Isa, Dalawa, Tawa!
Koko, patulong naman sa mga tanong namin, oh.
Game!
Anong tawag sa beer na nakakatawa?
Ano?
Edi Biro! Ano naman tawag sa beer na kumakanta?
Ano?
Edi Beer It!
Anong tawag sa beer na nauubos?
Alam ko yan, di sa beer!
Tumpak! Kaya bili na tayo ng San Miguel Pale Pilsen.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen, sarap laging kasama. Drink responsibly.
Papalakas ng papalakas, palinaw ng palinaw, mga balita at impormasyong naiintindihan dahil malinaw mong nalaman. Tutok lang sa DWIZ mula umaga hanggang gabi. Updated on air and online. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Ang balitang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Latest, pinakabago at tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Pilipinas, narito na ang mga tamang balita sa oras na ito. Mga banat ni VP Sara ukol sa mga biyahe ni Pangulong Marcos, sinagot ng Malacanang. Detalye ang hatid ni Patrol 13 Gilbert Perdez.
Hindi na iwasan na ikumpara ni Palace Press Officer Undersecretary Claire Castro ang mga naging resulta ng foreign trips ni Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. sa mga naging biyahe naman ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa ibayong dagat kamakailan. Kasunod dito ng palitan ng pahayag ng dalawang opisyal tungkol sa kung ano ba talaga ang personal trip at official business trip. Ayon kay Castro, malinaw na kung dala mo ang posisyon at ang pangalan ng Pilipinas ay official function nito at kailangang mag-report sa taong bayan. Batay na rin sa batas. Tulad na lamang anya ni Pangulong Marcos na kapag lumalabas ng bansa ay may dalang konkretong ebidensya ng trabaho at binabalita agad ito sa publiko. Halimbawa ang pagsakip daw sa buhay ni Mary Jane Veloso sa Indonesia, ang pagpapawi sa dating kongresista na si Arnie Teves at Alice Guo at ang pagpapalakas ng turismo sa tulong ng Japan. Pero sinabi ni Castro na kung walang maiulat ay baka hindi talaga nagtatrabaho ito. Git ni Castro, hindi matatakpan ng mura o panginsulto ang kakulangan sa kaalaman sa batas at ethical standards. Patrol 13 Gilbert Perdes para sa Himpilang May Todong Las. DWIZ, nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Samantala, mga nasimulang programa at proyekto ipagpapatuloy at mas palalawakin sa Pangasinan. Ulat ni Patrol 30 Jelly Mendez.
Ipagpapatuloy ni Pangasinan Governor Ramon Gico ang mga nasimulang programa mula sa kanyang unang termino para sa probinsya. Sa oath-taking ceremony para sa kanyang ikalawang termino, sinabi ni Gico na kanyang tututukan ang mga nasimulang reforma na tutulong sa pagpapaangat ng buhay ng mga Pangasinense. Kabilang sa kanyang ipaprioridad ang kalusugan, edukasyon, agrikultura, turismo, kalikasan, pananalapi at iba pang larangan ng public service. Dumalo sa okasyon ang mga local leaders, department heads, representatives mula sa national line agencies, provincial government employees, asawa at 5 anak ni Gico, mga magulang na sina Pangasinan 5th District Representative Ramon Gico Jr. at Dr. Arlene Grace Gico. Kasama rin ang kapatid nito na si Binalonan Mayor Ramon R.G. Gico IV at target din na maipatayo ni Gico ang PPC o ang Pangasinan Polytechnic College at concrete plan para gawing moderno ang 14 na government hospitals kasama na ang Super Community Hospital sa kanyang nasasakupan. Ayon kay Gico, parangal ay salamin ng pangako ng lokal na pamahalaan na bigyan ng magandang kinabukasan ng mga mahihirap sa kanilang lugar at mabigyan ng libre at dekalidad na edukasyon. Ibinida ni Gico na sa ilalim ng PhilHealth Consulta Program, mahigit 4 na milyong individual na ang nakapag-enroll sa buong bansa sa pamamagitan ng G-Consulta Project na inilunsad noong nakaraang taon. Matatandaan kabilang sa mga tinutukan ni Gico ang pagpapatayo ng master planning para sa iba't ibang programa, pag-aayos sa Veterans Memorial Park at World War Historical Marker, Government Center, Flood Control Project at Tourist Rest Area. Tututukan naman ni Gico ang grassroots projects tulad ng outreach program activities, free medical dental check-ups at distribution of food and medical packs, kasama din ang provision of solar street lights at pagpapagawa ng mga farm-to-market roads. Ito si Patrol 30. Jelly Mendez nag-uulat para sa impinang may todong lakas sa DWIZ. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
At yan ang mga tamang balita sa mga oras na ito. Mag-follow at subscribe sa lahat ng DWIZ News Digital Channels. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, X, DWIZ News App at DWIZ News website. Ako po si John Reese Galata. Nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama.
Oras-oras nagbabalita ng tama, naglilingkod ng tama. DWIZ News Catch Up. News Catch Up.
Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best.
Ang balitang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Pinaigting ng Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR ang programa nitong Bingo for a Cause upang makalikom ng mas malaking pondo ang mga grupo at pamahalaang lokal na balak magsagawa ng fundraising activities. Ayon kay PAGCOR Bingo Department Acting Assistant Vice President Joselito V. Gomez, inaprubahan kamakailan ng ahensya ang ilang bagong pakete para sa community bingo program nito. Sa ilalim ng bagong programa, maaring kumita ang isang organisasyon na hanggang 50% ng gross ticket sales ng kanilang bingo events na may pahintulot ng PAGCOR para suportahan ang mga proyekto nila. Ayon pa kay Gomez, ang Bingo for a Cause ay magandang pagkakataon para sa mga komunidad at samahan ng maglibang ng naaayon sa batas habang nag-aambag sa mga makabulahang mga gawain. Para sa karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa Community Bingo Program, tumawag lamang po kay Josie Dona or kay Louie Cabanyero sa 02-8521-1542, local 7201 at 7202. All right, we're back in our program Sulong na Bayan, that's Soar High Philippines, our country no less. And of course, he's still in the house no less, Her Excellency Finland Ambassador to the Philippines, Haya Nurminin. Hello once again, Madam Ambassador. For the hanging question before we pause for a break, we were asking, and I'm sure all of our viewers right now are egging to hear what kind of similarities, or do you see any similarities between our countries, people?
Thank you. I think that when I think you and especially your overseas foreign workers who are working in almost every corner of the world, so I think that Finns and Filipinos are very resilient. So both people endure harsh climates, even if they are total opposites. You know, when we are, freezing cold, you have sweltering heat here. But it is something that defines our countries, the weather conditions. I also think that our nations or people have had their fair share of hardships. Different type of hardships, but still there have been hardships.
Overcomer.
There I think that in sort of a national psyche, it has impacted that national psyche. And this resilience, or as you would say, maybe being adaptable, might just demonstrate itself differently. I think that Finns are quite stoic in their resilience.
How do you develop that?
I do think that
hard work.
As a Finn, it's a bit difficult to say. I think it's sort of a mindset. It's also
you have to renew your mind. This is how we should do it.
And maybe it comes a bit in the way we are, the way we grow up. Also, how we are raised.
Like how? Tell us very quickly. When you're growing up.
For example, in maybe something that is really sort of Finnish, you always, you have those idioms and sayings that tell a lot about
wisdom.
You could say wisdom. So, for example, Finns are taught that silence is gold.
Okay.
In a way that if you don't have anything positive to say,
don't say it.
Don't say anything.
Sure.
So we have this sort of in a way that be happy with what you have.
Like I was saying, don't complain.
Yes. So you're raised in in that of course you can. Of course, there's room for complaint if it's a real complaint, but
if it's a valid.
But otherwise, it's a bit sort of that. Sometimes life is hard, and you just have to push through.
So you're saying you guys are very content.
I think we're also content, but we are also maybe a bit stoic. So I would say that I think the adaptability is something that is similar to us. Demonstrates itself maybe differently. I do say that I think that you clearly smile more than we do in our hardships.
Even if you're going through the hard labor and all, you can at least smile at least and not to complain. So that's good. That's one of our similarities. What about think. So and what advice can you give us perhaps to be really resilient?
I do think that it is it's a mindset, and I also think that it's something that you can learn. It's not something that you're born with it or you don't.
It's not genetics.
No.
You have to adapt as you grow.
I think that it's also something about managing expectations, but also, as I said, we've been a poor, fragile country, and now we are very developed. And part of it is, of course, that we also dare to dream and aim
big
high.
Big dreams and larger vision.
Yes.
Not settling for your mediocrity or something.
So I think that is also, it's not black and white. You have to aim high, but also, of course, manage your expectations. And it is something that you can learn.
You were mentioning about being raised by your parents. They instill in your mind that, okay, you don't settle for mediocrity. Aim high and do this and that. Is it like a strict policy in the house?
I
Or
think that
like you, perhaps, when you were,
can be also,
because you're an
of course,
ambassador right now.
Of course,
You don't
I think
get here.
I think we get a lot of from home that we
Okay.
take with us,
So,
but I
yeah,
think also
begins
that
at
the
home.
schools, of
Are
course,
very, very outstanding. Yeah.
and expect
High
kids to
quality.
do something. And then I think that because Finns are only 5.5 million.
Population. Hey guys, they're only 5.5 million. Just
So-
like Ilocos. Or
So
perhaps.
from early on, we had this mindset that we can't afford to leave anyone behind. So we have to bring, the whole
Caboodle.
generation. For example, everyone has to be educated at least minimum level. All participants
stay
in the
behind.
society have to be active. That's why the gender equality. We have to bring everyone.
I think that's the
along.
for the most part, that's why you are up there.
Yes.
Because your population is just a handful, perhaps.
Yes.
Like us, 115 million.
Yes.
And you're 5.5 million.
Yes.
Well, again, you were saying mindset. So it depends on how the teacher, especially if good education. And
Yes.
so I keep saying this, there are Erasmus programs, and now you're saying there will be more English study
Yes.
programs. We should avail of that. And it's for free.
Yes.
See, that's a cool offer of Finland. So how are there, maybe may I ask a bit about the forthcoming political consultations between the Philippines and Finland? What is it right now?
Yeah. So countries, again, sort of in the world of diplomacy, countries have political consultations that are always led by their foreign ministries or departments. We have them every other year. We had them here in Manila 2 years ago, and now they are taking place in Helsinki this year
You're
in
the host country.
autumn. Yes.
Who
and
are
what-
participating?
So what we do that, it's basically our, from Finnish side, it's my colleagues who cover Southeast Asia and the Philippines,
ASEAN.
and then from the Philippine side, it's the ones who cover Europe and Finland. And we go through the whole foreign policy agenda and the sort of bilateral relation priority sectors in our bilateral relations. So for us it would be, of course, trade, bilateral trade, education, so-called clean technology sectors that then of course cover climate change and waste management, circular economy, that type of questions. In addition to foreign policy, sort of a current foreign policy topics, and labor mobility, of course. I think those would be the sectors that we would discuss about, and always sort of looking forward that, okay, what can we do together? Where are joint interests? And they are very pragmatic and operational, even if they are called political consultations. They are very sort of
It's a heavy thing when you say political.
Yes.
Maybe minus the political, just consultation, so we can cooperate and do in unity, and we can achieve more. Because as they say, politics here in this country is the most profitable business. Edit. No, I was just saying maybe we can veer away from political consultations. Perhaps just simply say there will be consultations amongst our countries.
Yes.
And this is happening when? September?
Hopefully September, but definitely at the this year. So in coming months.
Incoming. I'm looking forward to that. And tell us, before you answered it, we have to pause for another break. The question is, why did Finland join NATO? If you can answer that when we return. All right, the Philippine Standard Time is 5:46 in the afternoon.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng PCSO. Hindi umuurong sa pagtulong.
Oras hatid sa inyo ng Bingo Plus. Download Bingo Plus app now on Google Play and Apple App Store for a chance to win up to 935 million pesos jackpot prize. Visit bingoplus.com to learn more with Bingo Plus, Bingo sa Saya, plus sa Panalo. Gaming is for 21 years old and above only. Game responsibly, keep it fun.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Ako, ikaw, everybody, every bubbly, pop a Kelly. Si ate, si teacher at little boy, si BF, si Frenny at mang boy. Every bubbly, pop a Kelly. Pati flavors, keep it bubbly. Pineapple, Cali bubbly. Apple, Cali bubbly. Light, Cali bubbly. Pati you, me, sila sweet. Everybody, every bubbly, pop a Kelly. Magnolia, feeling good, set up.
Panatilihing masaya ang paglilibang. Magtakta na oras at limitahan ang gastos sa paglalaro. Huwag magsugal kung nalulungkot. Huwag hayaang makasira ng buhay at pamilya. Para sa impormasyon ukol sa responsible gaming, tumawag lamang sa hotline number 02-8404-0171 o bisitahin ang www.casinofilipino.ph. Isang mensahe mula sa PAGCOR. Gambling is for 21 years old and above only. Keep it fun. Game responsibly.
Adik ka na ba sa sugal? Lagi ka bang nakakaramdam na matinding udyok na magsugal? Laging gigil na makabawi sa pagkatalo? Naglalaan ka ba ng mas malaking oras at salapi para sa sugal sa halip na para sa pamilya? Nababaon ka na ba sa utang at nagbebenta ng mga ari-arian dahil sa pagsusugal? Kung kailangan mo ng tulong o maging ang isang mahal mo sa buhay, may mga programa ang Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation o PAGCOR tulad ng Player Exclusion Program at iba pa. Para sa dagdag na detalye at impormasyon tungkol sa problem gambling, mag-log on sa www.pagcor.ph/regulatory/responsible.ph. Isang paalala mula sa PAGCOR. Game safely, game responsibly.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen presents isa, dalawa, tawa.
Coco, patulong naman sa mga tanong namin, oh.
Game.
Anong tawag sa beer na nakakatawa?
Ano?
Eddie Biro! Ano naman tawag sa beer na kumakanta?
Ano?
Eddie Beer It!
Anong tawag sa beer na nauubos?
Alam ko yan. Di sa beer!
Tumpak! Kaya bili na tayo ng San Miguel Pale Pilsen.
San Miguel Pale Pilsen, sarap laging kasama. Drink responsibly.
Umuurong sa pagtulong, kawang gawa sa lahat sinusulong. PCSO, PCSO. Di umuurong sa pagtulong ang PCSO, PCSO. DWIZ.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882.
Muling inaanyayahan ng Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation ang lahat ng amateur at professional photographers na lumahok sa PAGCOR Photography Contest 2025 na may temang quote-unquote Infrastructure for Economic Development. Formal na binuksan ang nasabing photo contest nitong February 1, 2025, hudyat na maaari nang magsimuti ng entries ang mga interesadong lumahok. Bukas ang kompetisyon sa lahat ng amateur at professional Filipino photographers na may edad 16 na taong gulang pataas. Ayon kay PAGCOR Chairman and CEO Alejandro Tenco, layon ng photo contest ngayong taon na ipakita ang mahalagang papel ng mga proyektong pang-infrastruktura gaya ng mga highways, tulay, seaports, airports at iba pa sa pag-unlad ng ekonomiya. Maaring magsumite ng photo entry sa ilalim ng 3 kategorya, ang conventional, mobile at drone. 8 grand winners ang pipiliin ng PAGCOR sa bawat kategorya. Tatanggapin ang mga entries hanggang July 31, 2025 lamang. Para sa iba pang mga detalye, maglagon lamang sa www.pagcor.ph/photocon 2025/index.php. All right, we're back from Sulong na Bayan. We're ready to soar high like wings on eagle because we have the good ambassador on our right here, right in front of us, live at DWIZ 882. Himpilang todong lakas, they say it. And our good ambassador, Her Excellency, Finland Ambassador Saya Nurminen. Hello once again, or last, I think, 9 minutes. My hanging question before we pause for a break, tell us, why did Finland join NATO?
Okay.
NATO. Perhaps spell it out for us. What is NATO?
So it's North Alliance Treaty Organization.
Okay,
So it's a very simple answer.
Sure.
After Russia started its war of aggression against Ukraine, and that was February 2022, so almost more than 3 years ago. Majority of Finns indicated very clearly that they want to be part of this alliance, which is a defense alliance. So it's not against anyone. So
More in cooperation.
So Finns just wanted to be a part of that. They felt that at that time, the European security situation deteriorated significantly because of the war that is still going on. So Finns thought that, we want to
participate.
We want to be part of that alliance.
That's cool. More alliances, perhaps. Do you foresee any other organizations that you would want to be involved with?
I think that at the moment we are in those.
Already good. You're good.
We are an active EU member.
EU,
We've been,
European
of course, in the UN
United Nations.
since.
Since time
1955.
immemorial. Right.
So I think that we just really believe in international organizations and alliances, as you said. As a small country, we feel that we engage, and we feel that we are where we're supposed to be at the moment with NATO,
the more the better.
with the EU. Yes,
something like that.
Yes.
Okay, what role does Finland play in the current situation in Europe, given the Russian aggression on Ukraine?
So I'm quite proud to say that we are very actively and strongly supporting Ukraine and Ukrainian people. Finland knows what it is to fight for its independence. We were in war, in Second World War. So Finns really feel for Ukrainians. So we are active within the EU when it comes to support to Ukraine, as well as in NATO and in other coalitions and negotiation and discussions. We try to do everything we can to support Ukraine.
So what do you think is the future of our bilateral relations between your country and ours?
So, as I said in the beginning, I think we have a positive agenda and it's growing. So I do foresee a future where we have cooperation in many different areas. We have more and more Filipinos finding Finland, and hopefully also more and more Finns finding the Philippines. Because I think that of course, in diplomacy, we always talk about countries, but it's of course about people. So people-to-people relations. So I do see that there is a sort of a trend to closer relations, but also growing cooperation.
Wow, that's good to hear. Let me just back up a bit. The cultural exchanges between Finland and the Philippines. What's the update?
I would say that if you think cultural as in sort of a very strict terms, that it's arts and culture, we do not have that much of it yet. But I think that might also change now when we have also you have an embassy in Helsinki.
Right,
so
now
then
that we have that.
and when there will be when there is a growing Filipino minority in Finland, so I think that there is room for cultural exchange. But if you think culture as education, including education, so as we talked, there is already more and more, for example, Filipinos studying in Finland, and we would want to see more and more Finns studying, also doing a term in the Philippines. So student exchange is something that we are looking into,
we'd
and
want that.
sort of including that to the cultural exchange.
Do you have like a language of your own?
Yes, we speak Finnish.
Okay. Can you just like give us like a bit? What is
I
good
can
afternoon
say,
maybe?
Hyvää iltapäivää. Istun tällä hetkellä radiohaastattelussa.
What does that mean?
I said, good afternoon. I'm interviewed in the radio at the moment.
Okay.
So I have to say it is quite hard to learn.
Okay.
But I have to say that here again, your countrymen and
We can
women
easily,
are, an exception.
Learn.
You are quite good at adapting and learning
And
Finnish,
copying.
comparing
Right.
to
other
nationalities.
Oh, okay, that's cool to hear. Yeah,
Yes.
we're easy to learn. We can like
Yes.
tell us one liner, and then we can even do better sometimes.
But I
the
think
way
that
we pronounce it.
But
and
I think
so.
that it's also that most of you speak at least two languages, 2 or 3. So there is a service that say that the more languages you know, the
best.
easier it is again to learn a new one.
To navigate. Yeah, you can be like linguistic or something. So again, right now, I remember very distinctively, I was able to do an interview with one of the Finnish nationals, and she was like telling me about Santa Claus. Of course, it's not Christmas yet, hello. But I just want to quickly ask the good ambassador, you have a village for Santa Claus. I was like amazed, really now. She was like explaining, yeah, we have Mrs. and Mr. Santa Claus. Really?
Yes, because Santa Claus lives in
Finland. See, you might not know that, or you learn something new every day. Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus live in what kind of village is that?
It's
Santa Claus Village.
It's Santa Claus Village.
Oh,
It's
see.
again on Arctic Circle,
Right,
so it's
right.
up north.
I know, north.
You can visit Santa
Northern
Claus.
Lights.
He's of course there when he's not.
And he's giving gifts. They were
yes,
saying, really.
Yes, and you can mail your wish list
Also.
to him.
Sure.
And I think that as a diplomat, you always try to, of course, enhance and foster the relations and get the political decision makers to the country. But I do have to say that my embassy is now trying to get Santa Claus to come for a visit
Here in our country?
here
Wow,
in Manila.
wow.
So we'll
Let us
see.
know.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
we will be really looking forward
if we
to
will
that.
be successful in that, but. That is how big Santa Claus is in Finland and how big
Here
I
in
know
our country. Oh,
he
we adore
is here
him.
in the
We,
Philippines. So
make
let's see.
time, take
Let's
photos
see.
left and right.
Yes.
Well, that's good news. Let's look forward that very quickly before we're done, almost done. That's all the time we have. But what role does your honorary consulates in Cebu and Davao play in the deepening of economic ties between the Philippines and Finland? But hello, Antonio Peralta, our honorary consul in Davao.
So yes, we have 2 honorary consuls in Cebu and Davao, and they provide us with valuable resources. Finnish embassy is not the biggest one, so we have limited resources. So these gentlemen in 2 big, vibrant cities, Cebu and Davao, really work as help us with, especially with the business and trade agenda, and also provide me a valuable local expertise.
Yeah, local expertise. You need
Yes.
that. So, what do you want to achieve as a Finnish ambassador to our country? Long term, very short term. Go ahead.
So diplomacy is, of course, creating contacts and fostering those relationships. So that is what I do, short term, long term. I think that my long term aim is that I'm able to foster those connections so that our bilateral relations would flourish even when I'm not here anymore. So that,
Don't say that.
when my
You have 3
posting,
years, right?
my posting ends, that I've done something that
you have
has a structure that continues
Legacy.
to live on its own.
That's your legacy.
Yes, so
Yeah.
that is what I try to do, and I hope I'm able
Don't
to
worry,
achieve.
we're here. My program, anytime you need it, to announce and do some other activities, we'll want to really help you so that the achievement, we can contribute to your achievement.
Thank you for your
But give
offer.
us your 60-second message of hope to all Filipinos and Finnish nationals. Go ahead.
I think that I think that
You're running out of words.
going back to the fact that it's a lot about mindset. You have to aim high and be ready to tumble down sometimes, but get up again. And when you set your mind to it, you will most likely achieve it.
Wow, that's a mouthful. We want to say thank you to our good ambassador, Ms. Lindsay, ambassador of Finland to the Philippines, Ambassador Sayan Minem. We're all so proud we were able to get her here live in our studio. But again, we can help in any way you can. Just let us know. Thank you, Madam Ambassador. And thank you to our friends, of course, our technician, Engineer Fred Balamala, Kent and Jackie, and our good chairman, D. Edgar Cabangon. Of course, also AC Cabangon, our newly appointed special assistant to the chairman, and Randy Cabangon. This has been Loli Acosta. As I always say, keep God first in every area of your life so He will direct our path. Bye, and thank you, Mary Liz Villalobos, for making this happen. Bye.
Si Miss Loli Acosta, Sulong na Bayan sa DWIZ 882. Ang programang ito ay hatid sa inyo ng Petron. Petron knows you deserve only the best. Ang programang ito ay inihatid sa inyo ng PAGCOR.
This